Welcome to What the Biz, where we talk about building successful businesses, balancing life, and all the WTB in between. With your hosts,
I'm Brigitte Vegter.
And I'm Dan Proczko. Yo, what's up? Oh
Hello.
my God, it feels like we haven't done this in a really long time, because we kind of haven't. And I'm really excited to get in today, because we are going to talk about what's going to happen in 2026 for our businesses, what we're focusing on, what we're looking at, and we'll have some conversation as to why we made those decisions. So this will be kind of insightful in terms of like owner mindset and like pivoting, etc. Because we're normal, like all of you listeners, like everybody here, we're normal people, and we run into roadblocks, or we find success, just like you do. And so we're just going to share some of that in terms of what's going on. But before we jump into that, how you doing, Brigitte? What's up?
Great. I've had a really, I guess I would call it fun end of year. Like,
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, which is unique, because typically we're like scrambling because it is getting to year end and everybody wants their numbers and blah, blah, blah. It's been a much smoother year. We'll call it that.
Okay.
But I also have a fabulous team, which gives me the opportunity to step into CEO role a little bit more. And I am really excited for the new year. Yeah.
Cool. Now, just so everybody knows, we're recording this before the holidays, okay? Because we have lives, and we want to not break our necks, but we want to make sure you get a new episode. And so because of how the travel works, me and Bridget are not going to be around, so we're recording this before the holidays. What have I been up to recently, though? Honestly, I haven't done much. Went to Chicago, helped my parents out for a bit, because my dad was having a medical thing done. Everything's fine. That's great. And then what else? I mean, obviously we had Thanksgiving and whatnot, but that was a long time ago. So really, it's just been nose to the grindstone. Honestly, it's been pretty chill. Some improv and some whatnot's been fun, but been looking into what's next for my pocket marketing and our business, and so I'm excited to chat about it. So why don't we just jump in and we talk about maybe first, let's go back and just touch base on 2025. I'll go first here, okay? Because I've thought about this, and I think at the beginning of the year, we had shared on the podcast, at the beginning of the year, what we wanted our businesses to do this year. And I think I said something like, I want to double. I'm pretty sure I know I said something like that. I want to double in size. I can hands down say, so everybody listening, we did not double. We didn't even get close, okay? Not even close, okay? I want to say that we maybe grew about 20%, which isn't nothing, okay? But I want to say, like, we didn't get even closer. Like 20% is nowhere near 100% growth. But what we did do is we got, I think at the beginning of the year, we shared we were in a weird income level or a revenue level, I should say, because we had an exodus of clients that we were, trying to refill. We've pretty much filled that back in, not fully, but enough to where, cool, we can now focus on what's that next growth phase for us. And, what we found out in 2025 is we have been trading too much of our time for our clients. And not that giving time to our clients is a bad thing. It's just, if all we're doing is trading time for money, the question becomes, can the clients we're bringing in actually pay what that time is worth? And it's no offense to the industry we're in or anything, but the answer is no. If we were going to charge full rate for every single one of our hours, I think we wouldn't have any clients. And when I say full rate, I just mean like, if we charge for every hour, what the hourly is, there would be a ton of other providers out there that would do something for less, and we'd lose all the clients. Not that our services aren't worth it. It's our clients are just cost conscious in that way. So many would say leave the industry, of course, but I see opportunity anyway, and we have all this expertise and experience in this field that we are looking at solving that. And so I'll get into 2026 in a bit, but that's kind of our 2025 of what we saw. Just looking back, just a lot of time being spent on clients, and just too much time trading rather than growth creation. And so that's our big, that's kind of our big learning for the year for us on that front. How about you, Bridget?
I would actually share in a lot of those same feelings. I called this a unique year. Like, I think since we have been in the accounting space across the board, this has been a unique year for businesses. And it's almost been like a great reset, to be honest. We have also found that a lot of our energy is going places that it shouldn't have been going. Maybe not in a bad way, but maybe in an unaligned way. And we got the clarity around that for sure. And at the end of the day, I think it is almost a disservice that we weren't leaning into more of who we are and what makes us different, and instead trying to just keep everybody happy, which I want everybody to be happy, but we kind of are a tough love accounting firm. And I think that's unique. Most of the time, people aren't getting that from those in my industry. And so it's something that we know we are ready to fully lean into. We also did a lot of, I guess, roster changes, right? Like we did grow. There was growth in our company. It was not, I didn't hit my target goal either. But I'm actually okay with that because of other ways that we grew, which was not monetarily, but definitely like just structure and people development. And we traded some clients that we probably were ready to part ways with because we couldn't serve them in a way that they needed, and brought in clients that we can serve in the way that they need. So it was kind of like roster switches for this year, I would call it.
Yeah.
So we are equally excited for the new year, but I am really happy with where 25 was. And I sat on a fabulous mastermind yesterday that I just want to share. I think this is probably pretty impactful with what we're talking about with 25. And like, this is the moment to let it go, right? So they had us do an exercise where you like draw a square, you put 4 quadrants on it. Your top left is wins. So you like list all the wins that happened. And in the right tops quadrant, you kind of write like the lessons or what you think, like why those were wins. And then you do the same for losses or setbacks or whatever. And so we all did it. And it was a great reflection on like why were those losses, right? And it was, that's where you were supposed to focus more on, of course. And so we got all done, and he's like, okay, now that it's all out there, go burn that. Like 25 is done. We are done. You're starting over, clean slate, 26.
Yeah.
It's like,
yeah,
it's really refreshing. Like it feels really good. Yeah.
No, I mean, I love that. I mean, that's so true. Like we run traction, you know, and so it's a 90-day cadence, a yearly, and then a 90-day cadence. And every 90 days, you're basically resetting, you know? And so, yes, you have a yearly goal and you have like your 90-day goal, but whatever does or doesn't happen in those 90 days or in that year, honestly, when you're getting back to goal setting, it's all irrelevant. You know, you are now resetting your goals, realigning so that you can move forward in a better way. And if we just hold on to all of that stuff, I mean, the resentment, you end up like, I know like when I hold on to it, I get crabby, I get cranky, I mean, which is the general stuff, but it, you know, then I become even more complaining, and that's horrible. Because if I'm complaining, then, you know, everything just starts to be about the negative piece instead of all the opportunity that we actually have. And so I absolutely love that. Yeah. And I like the cadence, and, you know, at these points it's a time to let go and to just refocus and just be positive and reinvigorated about the direction that we want to go.
Yeah. And definitely learn from it, take your takeaways, but like if you'd hold on to that, you're just holding yourself back in the year. So
I was going to say, you mentioned how like in your business, you had restructured things. And I kind of want to echo that. We did the same thing because I was looking at our finances and I was looking at the profit for the year, and our profit for this year and last year is about even though our revenue is not the same, And like all that tells me is that, yeah, we refocused our we restructured, we found better processes, better tools, and a better cost structure that allows us to deliver for a higher profit margin. And like, that's just so cool to see, because honestly, profit is kind of the big deal that lets you grow. If you don't have profit, it's really difficult to reinvest to grow. And so seeing that, I was just like, oh, we're in a really good position to grow. Actually, we have this profit that we've got a smaller client count, slightly smaller revenue. That means we have capacity. And with this kind of a profit margin, it's like, oh, this is a no-brainer. So really, really positive and awesome to see. So just a little thing for those listening, as you look at your past year, maybe you didn't hit your goal, but you can still find these wins where it's just like, oh, we are doing better, or, oh, we did realize some amazing gain that's going to make things better for us moving forward. Let's do, like what Bridget's saying, is realign on the new goal, the new direction of what we have to do, the new initiative, so that we can reach that next level. So, yeah.
And profit matters a lot.
God, it does. Yes, it does. Oh my God, it does. Yeah.
And that is a great takeaway right there. Like, 100%.
Okay, so both of us didn't hit our goals, but found some wins. Okay, real talk here. Didn't hit our goals at all, but found some great wins. So what does that mean for 2026?
You want me to start, or are you going to take it?
Why don't you start?
Okay. So 2026, I got really clear here at the end of the year, and I mentioned I have a really solid team, and we operate similar enough, but different enough, right? That we have our own strengths for our clients, but we all have the same like feeling coming into the end of the year. Like we are different. We already know we're different in what we do. We know that we are not your typical accounting firm. And instead of shying away from that, we are leaning into that fully. We are fully stepping into that in 2026. I guess you can call it like the full authentic selves are coming out, and it may rock maybe some of our client lists, but I think we're going to attract those that really want to work with who we are.
That's cool. Yeah.
In the new year. So we are just diving into getting even clear on what we do best. And it isn't just bookkeeping or accounting. We care deeply about our clients, right? And we don't want to sugarcoat things that we know could impact them at the end of the day. And we want clients that also want to be truthful and honest and raw with us, right? Like we're being raw, so we want them to be raw. In addition to that, we are a very strong like financial literacy type firm. And so I truly believe that the way that the money system is set up, it's really set up to fail people. And it's going to fail people until you have a system. So we are leaning into all of that knowledge, what we have spent the last few years testing and growing and proving that we know works, and we're just going to multiply it in the new year.
Nice.
So it's no more playing small. In our world, we are going big. We want to build legacies. We want to build wealth for our clients. We want to help our clients teach their kids how to do it. And I can say like we are also walking the walk, right? So if you haven't heard other episodes, I did retire my spouse. Like he got the option to leave his job. We do homeschool our kids now. I do take Fridays off when I can, right? So we are honing in on how can we help our clients build that exact life, build the wealth, and we're doing it backwards. Our backwards thinking is coming out in the 2026 year.
No, I love it. I love it. Is this, to get a better sense and to help others, is this going down the route of like doing courses, doing coaching, retreats? Like what's the, you're shaking your head yes to like all of the above. And now I'm just like, holy cow, this is huge. This is huge.
It is. So we've tested in like the course world. We have some advisory, but we are really going to hone in more on the course education and,
nice.
like more of how do I want to put it? Almost like masterminding with our clients. Like I know the value that comes from that. And we have a really set identified path of what we know everybody needs to even start to go places. And it's normally something everybody's missing. So Q1 for us is going to be like pouring out this new, I guess, foundation setting, right? Like everybody wants to build this great thing. They want to be the builders, but they're all missing the blueprint. And so we're going to fill in the blueprint place.
Fun. Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's really exciting.
And I do hope a retreat is on the docket by the end of the year. So I'm putting it in the world.
Yeah. If you have one, I'm going to be there. Okay. Yeah. I hope you bring people out to this area, but if we're going to travel, we're going to travel. Let's do this right. Wherever you have it, let's do it. I know it's going to be awesome because, in our years together, that's one of the things we've always, and that I've always learned from you is just your financial literacy and your ability to understand the trends of what's going on in business and our business has been so helpful that I think it's awesome that you're going to multiply it out there for others. So that's really cool.
Awesome. Thank you.
That's really awesome. Yeah.
I'm really excited.
We're somewhat similar. Okay. To change perspective here. I said in my 2025, reflection that we were trading a lot of time, for money, giving up a lot of time and not having as much impact as we want. And so we are also looking at course or coaching or a mastermind type setup. We're not quite sure exactly what it looks like. This is our first foray into courses. So we are beta testing some things and getting some messages out, getting some wait lists and just seeing what's going to work. But what we learned about platforms, and when I say platforms, I mean like Google Ads, Facebook Meta, Instagram, TikTok, Google Ads. I think I said Google Ads twice there. Like just the marketing platforms that most people use. They've become democratized enough that everyone knows how to use them. Okay. So being the master of how to use something isn't a thing anymore in marketing. I mean, look at graphic design. You used to have, like Adobe Creative Suite, thousands a year for those licenses, and you had to be a real master to do it. Today, we've got AI. We got AI in Canva, and pretty much anybody can create a graphic. Okay. Now, whether they're good or not, and will make, create the result we want is a different question, but anybody can create things. Okay. And you want to spend money on Facebook and target people, you can do that. It's really easy. We can put, genders, we can put ages, we can put likes, dislike behaviors on Google Ads. We can pick those keywords, put in our locations. Like it's actually really easy to use. The piece that we have found is really missing is that strategy part. That layer on top, like you were talking about, that blueprint piece of here's how you got to think about it. Here's how you have to approach it, because marketing is a science, and we do a lot of testing for our clients to bring them those results. We were just talking about a client, that we're parting ways with, but we just, we did the math and, we were giving them a 20x return on their investment with us. I mean, that's not nothing. Like that's huge. Okay. And that's what comes from that strategic approach to marketing and understanding our audiences, et cetera. And so what we're going to do is beta test some courses or some coaching or some products that help to add that layer of strategy so that businesses can do it themselves and do it in a way that's just easy, or, you get through this and you've said it. And then when you're ready to, reapply or renew whatever it is that's going on, you just go through that course again or through those lessons so that you can edit up what you're doing to start the next thing that you're going to execute, whether it be an offer of your own or ad campaigns, or you're looking to do a brand new website, et cetera. We're going to have those lessons or modules or courses, coaching, et cetera, whatever that is, to make that happen. Because we want to have a bigger impact, honestly, and we know we can. And just seeing the results of time after time where we're giving, clients consistent growth year over year of like 30 to 80%, like beating averages of getting 10 to 30x return. We just did an ad analysis for one of our clients. Like we are averaging a 40x return on advertising return for them, which is nuts. Like that is an outlier. I want everybody to know that. I love that I can say this, but that is an outlier. Do not expect that. Okay. But being better than 10x on return is key, but it's so hard to do if you don't know how to approach this stuff, but it's easy to do if you know how to approach this stuff. And so that's what we want to put in place. Because if I can help my clients get $100 for every $10 they spend, I mean, they're going to be profitable, and if I can help them get $200 for every 100 they spend, they will definitely be profitable, and so that's what we want to put out there is a program and a system to help do that. And so we're gonna go down that route, and we've got like 4 topics that we're exploring, like 4 areas to explore at first, and we'll see where it goes from there. But that's our plan.
I love that.
That's our focus. Yeah.
I love that because there is truth to, there's only so much time in a day, only so much of us to go around. And I think a lot of us that want to serve more people have to realize that we have to adapt in a way that can serve more people. And I love that you're taking the approach of like, let me take our experience and bottle it up in something that people can consume, but still have the ability to work with us in other ways, when it's right. Otherwise, like, please take my knowledge and build this business that is 2 timesing, 3 timesing, 10 timesing, whatever it is. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, whatever it is. I mean, the interesting thing, is we're never going to stop doing the consulting piece. I don't think there's going to be some level of our service where if you want us to do it for you, and if we're a good fit, we'll make that happen in some way. There will be some level of that. Not only that, I love doing some of this stuff. I don't ever want to stop. And, on top of it, doing it is really what keeps you in the game. If we stop doing it, we're not going to know what the new iterations are, what the new technologies are, how they work. And with AI, impacting search and everything, we've already got learnings about that. I think we've had a few episodes talk about that already. But if we stop, actually consulting with clients and doing some of that work, then we're not going to have those learnings. So on some level, we'll always be doing something, to stay sharp, but to have a larger impact and help more business owners succeed, I think this is the better route to go. Because we can impact more of them. Because so many of them have great businesses and are doing awesome things, and they deserve to be bigger than they are. So let's do it. Let's help them get there. And I think that's going to be a lot of fun. But
absolutely.
We're also not going to overdo it. So even with this excitement, like I talk about these launches and courses and everything and having these ideas, I think we're going to have like 1 to 2 launches this year, or 1 to 2 offers that we're going to put out. We might beta test more than 2 just to figure out what's the one thing we want to put out. But we really want to, we don't want to overreach and like hurt ourselves by too much growth or doing too much. So I think we're just going to find what's that one thing that's resonating and do it like twice this year. And that's it. It'll be significant growth for us if that works anyway, but just do it, get it really honed in. And then that would just mean 2027, that one continues. And then we add another 1 or 2 on top because we will have been, we'll get proficient in what that looks like.
So, absolutely. I know we've had discussions. So like when I've talked about masterminds or some of these other pieces, most people start at small groups. Like that's very common, but the impact that comes from those like small, tight knit, intimate groups is you can't even put a dollar amount on that. Right. So like I'm perfectly content with, having a huge impact, and maybe it's not on thousands of people out of the gate, but if we are making like strides and momentum in helping people with what we know that they need, I'm going to be very happy with that at the end of 2026.
Yeah, if we can get 5 to 10 in like our first group, but we help them achieve, that 80% growth in a year. I mean, are you like, do you know the difference that makes in a life? I know we do. It's the rhetorical thing. It's huge. I mean, it's earth shattering and amazing. To see these business owners being able to hire in 4, 5, 10 new employees, make more profit for themselves, and just their stature raised, they're feeling good, you know, their families are doing better, they're taking those trips, you know, not having to work like it's awesome to just see that happen. And, you know, impacting those few, like you said, I mean, word will travel too, you know, and then over time that grows. And I'm excited to do that for them, because it's awesome to see it when it happens.
I think what else we've learned this year, because you mentioned AI, right?
Yeah.
AI has become huge. And I would say if you aren't using it every day, you're probably missing an opportunity. But while it's huge and it has replaced certain pieces, AI, like from our angle, it can't look our clients or our peers in the eye and say, this doesn't feel right. Or like it can't hear the fear that our clients have, or like business owners we know when they're like, I'm not paying myself enough. Like I can't pay my personal bills. I don't understand why my business is making all of this money, but yet I still feel like I'm like scraping by and I'm lying awake at night, and you know, I'm worried about the future, and I'm you know, like AI can't do that. Like AI can't it can't build your custom piece, just like with marketing, right? It can't build what, like, your clients are unique. Every single one of us are unique. So it can't do exactly what blueprint you need. So there is so much value to that. Like, I don't know, our world, I think we hear the same problems, and we found the baseline solution with this financial foundation piece that we're going to be rolling out. And AI just can't do that. Like everybody's unique, and the map and the plan has to be unique to the people that need it, right?
Well, there's a lot of nuance. I mean, I don't think AI is nowhere near taking over for humans in full at all. Correct. You know, I think the businesses that are going to succeed in the near future with AI, just in the AI world, I don't mean with using it versus those who don't. I think those who don't use it will still find success. But if you do use it, I think what it does is it helps your team be more productive in certain initial planning phases. You know, brainstorming, getting ideas organized, making unique connections, but there's a refinement that AI can't do. And that final piece is not possible for the reasons you just said. It doesn't have empathy, you know. It's impossible for it to add that feeling and that brand piece on top that makes it human and real. And so for those that can adopt it and use it for, you know, for thinking purposes, yes, for generation of things that don't need to be perfect real world, et cetera, I think they're going to find acceleration of getting to that next step faster or being able to do more. But I don't think anybody's losing a job. And I really think that all these companies that we've been hearing in the news that have been laying off, you know, the big tech, et cetera, all of this, they're actually all rehiring. Like it's not, you know, they're fighting, like, no, we can't do this with just AI. You know, I think the other piece is also that AI has grown so much, it's running out of content to ingest to get smarter. So it's going to peak. I don't know that we're close to it peaking, but it's going to peak and not get any better for a while, you know, until there's some new leap in the technology, you know, ability, that next, you know, true evolution. So like you're going to need humans to make that last bit anyway. So if you've got team members, you know, especially if you're, you know, I'm going to say mom and pop, but let's just say the Main Street business, you know, you have to be in your local community. You have to support your local people. You're a craftsman, a craft person, you know, we're talking plumbers, carpenters, yes, your cleaners, your, you know, where you have to touch, you know, books, et cetera, and stuff, you know, yes, your bookkeeping, you know, some stuff can be done with AI, but so we've talked about it. Like there's so much nuance in these books that you still need humans looking at things, and it's not going to do the perfect financial analysis. So it's like, yes, it helps me with some thinking. It helps me get some organized thought, but we do that final strategic thought piece, that real nuanced, you know, view of elements. And so, yeah, I was real grandstanding there for like 5 minutes. I blacked out. What did I just talk about?
No, I I think it's an important point to make because like I said, I came back from a conference full of business owners, and AI is a worry for a lot of people. And I think it helps in a lot of places.
Yeah.
And there is still huge need and huge value for expertise. And it's all in how you're pivoting. And I think you and I mapped how we plan, not even a pivot because of AI. It's a natural pivot for both of us. Like I think we were already going this route, and now it's just even more exciting because it's a route that I think is going to be great for the both of us. So
I will share. I think I'm going to have AI tools that are part of my program.
Oh, absolutely. Yes.
But those tools are not going to be that final 20% or even final 50%. It's going to be like the beginning 30% is what it's going to help our clients with, getting that foundation started so that they can keep their momentum going forward, and then help them keep focus as they continue forward. But it's never going to fully replace anybody or anything, but it's going to help them get things done faster so they can see results faster. And I think that's the key piece. So we will have AI tools part of everything, but it's not the reason we're going this route. Yeah, like you said.
No, but those AI tools will be built with your expertise, and your general AI is not. It doesn't have that expertise.
Yeah. 100%. Love it. Yeah, no. Cool. I'm excited for you. I'm excited for me. We'll see what 2026 really brings, but this is the direction we're going to go. And I'm excited to see what comes next. So with that, why don't we jump into our what the biz moment of the week, or WTB moment of the week. We are back. So we're doing this. Yeah. We're keeping it going. Here we go. Our WTB moment of the week. Do you want to kick this off this week?
I'll kick it off because mine actually kind of falls in line with AI-ish world.
Okay. Yeah.
So I took my son to the local eye doctor for his, I guess it'd be a biannual probably check so that he can get new glasses if needed, whatever, right? There are no longer doctors in the office. Like my mind was completely blown. He met with the doctor over Zoom, and I was just like, I don't even understand. Like, I get that we have advances. Probably they were doing this during COVID, but like, I just feel like the doctor world, and yes, I know there's teledoc and a lot of people use those kinds of things, but like, do you know how much is found from an eye, like in life? Like it just feels like one of those really important things. And then I also just here's my other tangent. I know that the youth is growing up with computers and technology, and we're all moving in that world, but like, can we please try to keep some human interaction so that like maybe everybody's not walking around as like awkward robots? Like, I don't know.
Have you, this totally reminds me of the Bruce Willis movie Surrogates. Do you remember this movie at all? So basically the premise is that everybody traverses the world in a bot. They like lay in a bed in their house, and they're like cerebrally connected, and their bot goes in the world, not their real self. And so you can like buy bots that don't look like you, etc. But the thing is like something happens and he's a cop, and something happens to his bot that he has to now go out in the world as his real self. So it's kind of, it just reminds me of that whole thing of like, the social skills, are we losing that connection, and therefore going to lose empathy, and forgetting about what makes us all the same, like what makes us unique and also in this together, So no, I feel you there. But I will say, last time I went to the eye doctor for myself, I don't know that I had to see the doctor either, that I was in there. Like, they take the photo of your eye with the camera, and that graphic can be sent wherever to be studied. And then if you're in the room doing the eye test with the different lenses and everything, I can see that could be controlled remotely, or just somebody who's paid way less than a doctor could do that, and then you just meet with the doctor afterwards, over telehealth about all those results. So places where I see it really working is places that can't get someone to those places easily. Sure. Shipping a piece of equipment there is much easier than having someone staffed there, very remote locations, et cetera. So that's what that's what hits me in terms of where it could work. And I totally see what you're saying. I'm with you about the real person interaction.
And to your point, like cost savings and all the things, that's great. Maybe we should see it cost way less than for us.
Well, right. I'm with you. Yes, 100%. I mean, if you're not going to have somebody there, why am I paying you this much? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You know, I get that you're a doctor, but you met with me for 5 minutes virtually. This is not hundreds of dollars. I'm sorry.
Well,
this is like
how
a $20
are they
visit.
not worried about becoming obsolete when they're moving themselves into that type of position? Like, I don't know. Like, I've heard stories and I know people who, by the doctor looking at their eye, like they found a serious medical condition that like you may not even realize. And I'm like, I know they can do pictures, but are we missing? Like, is there something that is going to get missed in this? I don't know. Time will tell.
I don't know either. Yeah, time will tell.
I'll be interested in, our listeners can tell me where I'm wrong. I would love to hear why this is a great idea. But it felt weird. And
I mean, I can even see
whatever.
I can see AI even analyzing the image. I mean, not looking at the eye, but like, honestly, I mean, if you're sending it an image, I mean, it's going to analyze the photo and you train it on these are the things that means this. In the end, maybe we don't need eye doctors, but but are we losing something in that? I don't know. It's a good question. Good point. Cool. Great story there. All right. Moving into my What the Biz moment of the week. So I was looking for gifts this year for my brother-in-law. Okay. Men's grooming products. This is where we're going to go with this. Okay. So I was looking for like beard balm, beard oil. And I went to 2 places here in Kalamazoo. I'm not going to name them, but I went to 2 places. One was more of an upscale store. Really awesome, clean, upscale, had a barbershop. They had like high-end products, expensive, etc. But really, really clean and awesome. So, and I bring that up, like you can tell where this is going to go next. But my brother-in-law has got some sensitive skin and can't use certain products on it, or I know certain products can actually cause irritation. So I wanted to know what was in the products. This store partnered with a local creator of scented products, etc. They didn't put any ingredients on their products. There were no ingredients on the beard balm or the beard oil, none whatsoever. No ingredients listed. And I was just like, well, that's weird. People have got like allergies. People have got different things. Like, that's just a strange thing, in my opinion. So there's like a hit for me. I'm just like, weird. So I asked, do you guys know what's in this? And like, oh no, we partner with XYZ company. I can look up and see. And like, they looked up and all it says is we use top tier products for, high quality, et cetera. I'm just like, well, I can't buy anything. So they lost my business for something as simple as an ingredient list. Okay. So I went to the other place in town. And this is a barbershop that also manufactures their own grooming products, beard balm. And so I walked in, and I'll share the second piece second. First piece is I asked, do you have any beard balm and oil? And this is the Christmas season. We're after Thanksgiving already. And the answer is, oh, you're looking to buy stuff? We don't have any in stock.
Ooh.
And I'm just like, wait, this is the flagship store for this grooming product. You just happen to have a barbershop so people can come in and for you to use your own product on people. Okay. Like I don't think that the model is they're doing barbershops. I think their model is they're trying to get the product out everywhere, but here's the flagship store. And you walk in and you say you don't have anything during the holiday season. It's like, you should be overstocked. Like, you should just be
like
overstocked.
Busiest time.
Right. Right. I get that e-commerce is a big thing, but like, you have a store in town. It's your flagship store. Have product on a shelf on a nice looking display. Just have it out. Okay. None. They had none for sale at all. Whew. None. And they said, I guess go buy it online. We don't have any in the store. I'm just like, that was just like, so I haven't bought any of these products at all. None of these. They've lost all my business because of this so far. Okay. And so all of this blew my mind, like an ingredient list and just having stock, 2 pretty simple things, totally lost. The third thing, and this is that second piece I was talking about, is this flagship store. Oh my God, was it a wreck?
Oh, like, no.
Have you ever been to that barber shop or the hair place where it's just like there's 9,000 bottles on a shelf at every station, and there's just like the appliance tools or whatever, just all, and the wires everywhere, and it just looks super cluttered. I mean, it almost looks like even the floor, you know, when old vinyl tile, it gets like the dust in the grooves and like in the corner, it almost looked caked. Like that was the feeling I had when I walked in. And I'm like, this is your brand flagship store. Why does it look like this? Like I go to a salon, and I know everybody's like, oh, look at you hoity-toity uppity. But I go to a salon and it is pristine. I mean, pristine. And this isn't even like, I would say this isn't like a super modern salon or whatever. It's very eclectic, etc. But it is pristine. Everything has a place. Everything's nice and open. It's super clean. You go into this barbershop and it's just a wreck. And I'm like, why is it any different? It shouldn't be any different. You know, when I went into that first high-end men's grooming place, super clean. Everything had its place. Even their barbershop area, totally clean. Everything wonderfully organized. But I go to this other one that's the local manufacturer that supposedly does really great products, and it's a wreck. And I'm just like, man, like I don't even want to come here to get my hair cut or a beard trim, let alone buy product from you.
Well, I feel like they're missing like all the 101s of a like a storefront, right? Like your appearance is everything. Just like a restaurant, right? You walk into a restaurant and it looks a certain way, like any place that you walk into is going to have that appeal. I mean, I can even think about like a car repair shop, right? I understand like there's meant to be dirt and grimy and whatever, but one that is kind of organized versus one that isn't has a huge difference. And I don't know, for this being the flagship of this, like they're trying to get that product. Ooh. Ouch.
Yeah, it was just really rough. Like 101 stuff, like, you know, ingredient list, have stock, and make sure your place looks clean. That's it. Pretty simple. So fails on my experience, looking for gifts, you know, like unique, local, created gifts, etc. Just total fail on real, what I think are real simple stuff. So anyway,
bummer.
Cool. All right. Our 2026 predictions goals episode in the bag. Thank you for listening. I hope you really enjoyed our episode today. What are your goals? Would love to review. If you're on, Apple Podcasts, just go, give us a 5-star review and drop in your comment. We'd love to hear from you there. Otherwise, if you got an idea for us to cover this year, we've been talking a lot about AI, our marketing and courses and other things. If you're curious about any of this, drop us a line at whatthebiz.com, and we will see you in the next one.